First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheer. Hometown Lions, they're set to go as they will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Let's go.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
Hey, check 24. Check.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Mike, 42. I got you, son.
Hey, Alpha. Shoot.
On first down, Allen stepping up. He's going to keep it. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Ready up.
Mike, boys, 42. 42's the mic. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Ready up.
A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA and playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA and now a great career in the NFL. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Check.
Hey, Sam on. 5.
On play action, Allen. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Ready. 70, Indy.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And Kelvin Benjamin's got it. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive was surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a lion that's shaken up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
18 Gator.
Check pass, check pass. Wide, get wide.
80 weapon. Get it.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Allen, and the catch made by Johnson. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
That play was well covered, just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. From the gun, it's Allen. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 18.
He's coming, double up. Rush in, rush in.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Now the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. The first down run with Gurley, a good one. He gets forward for 6 yards. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Check 26, here we go.
On first down, it's Gurley. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his second touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Tackles.
Now Allen to throw. Throwing again. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all offseason about our season open opponent. And they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
Set 30 base.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
On the ready.
42 the mic.
That's what I do.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Ready.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Looking downfield for Jones. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Check 9, check 9.
On the toss, it's Gurley. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cousins to throw it. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
A 1st down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. And it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Complete. It's Johnson.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And here's Allen on 3rd and 2. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this 1st half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
General West.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Xavier Rhodes makes the tackle.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
Go.
55.
From just shy of midfield, Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now Gurley. They find some open field here. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 38 yards on the scamper there. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. On 1st and goal, Gurley. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down. They'll try again on second and goal after going backwards to the 12. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Check three, check three, check three. Hey, Mike 52.
Third and goal for Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Bailey's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of the half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Allen now on first down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Harrison Smith on the coverage.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Hey, orbit.
Mike 42, Mike 42. Rabbit, rabbit.
Let's go.
Allen now going to throw again. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Coverage there by the safety, Harrison Smith.
Harrison Smith on the coverage.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Hey, exit.
And again, it's Allen. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken at the 3. Touchdown, Vikings! The kick return touchdown goes for 97 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
It's complete to Diggs. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
20.
Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
Hey, Zoo.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. Looking to throw on second down. Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Double right.
Check 42.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
He's checking. Crash.
Here's Gurley. A'Shawn Robinson there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Slant X3, 218, chopper.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Check. Blue draw quarter. Switch it. First. Bang. Line out.
Check 15.
Gurley again here on first down. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. Touchdown, Vikings! Todd Gurley with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it is 28-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline, because that drives you berserk to come up.
He's got a man complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions were able to draw a bit closer. Now Matt Prater for the point after. He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now, because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win, because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Going deep for Diggs. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. On the return, here's Agnew. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Lions will take over.
Ready, set.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Watch the out.
Throwing again. Allen. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
Watch the screen.
5.
Now Allen. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Charlie.
42's the mark. 42's the mark. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
To throw, it's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken on the 25. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces, because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, they run with Gurley. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. A run with Gurley there on 1st down, going to get about 4 yards. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Here's the option going left on 2nd down. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
25, check 25.
Hey, echo.
Play action now. Cousins going deep for Diggs. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 1st down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Allen. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. The Lions on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Bullet high. Hit it.
Allen to throw once more. He'll get this one to Galladay. And it's a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They go play action here on 1st down. Lets it fly for Thielen. It's caught inside the 25. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play there, Cousins to Thielen. 43 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Watch the ship. Hey, hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Shift.
Two.
First down. Here's Cousins. Gets it off to Freeman. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
That's it. Big hit.
Brings up second and 5.
Whip.
At the Lions'
Watch the whip.
15-yard line.
Cousins here to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Two. Recon.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And he's going to be marked down very close to the first down marker, but it looks like he's a yard short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Allen. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Watch the screen.
Ready?
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Smith. Let's go.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
You.
Throwing here, Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Hey, let's get that ball, Let's get that ball right here.
Cousins on 1st down. Fighting to stay upright, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Hey, Delta.
To throw, Cousins. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Minnesota, they move back over 500 now at 4-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.